Exclusion is a fact of life for many people in Ireland today.
This is an unfortunate circumstance of the busy materialistic lives in which we're living.
No one should feel less important as a result of their background or situation.
As young people,
And some not quite so young.
we believe that we have a responsibility to help create a more inclusive and accepting society.
A society where, regardless of age or financial circumstance, all are given equal opportunity.
My name is Jennifer O'Donovan.
My name is Richard Keane.
My name is Sarah O'Flynn.
My name is Ailsa Toomey.
And my name is Paul Hart. We vote in Casey on Tech, and we are Enactus University College Cork. Throughout the year, we have created and developed 4 projects. Get the Gaff, Cork Cares, EntrustUs and ReGenVeg. Today, we are proud to present to you 2 of our 4 projects. Firstly, EntrustUs, and followed by ReGenVeg. Our 37 team members, who span across all faculties in UCC, have contributed thousands of hours in the hope of making a real impact on people's lives. Now, we are proud to present to you EntrustUs.
The 21st century has been dubbed the information age. E-commerce has allowed us to buy and sell pretty much anything online. What would you do if you wanted to sell a car? You'd go to Dundee. What would you do if you wanted to sell a book? You'd go to Amazon. Now, what would you do if you wanted to donate items? Traditionally, you would have to go to a charity shop. Today, we present you with an exciting alternative, EntrustUs. EntrustUs, in its simplest form, is a website that allows charities to choose appropriate donations instead of receiving unnecessary items. From our needs assessment, we found that 80% of charities receive items they do not need. This increases costs in storage and disposal and limits time and effort in valuable tasks.
So how does it work? Firstly, the user goes to www.entrustus.net and searches through our site's wishlist, which our charities and individual members outline the items they require. Secondly, the user takes a picture of the item they wish to donate and upload it to our website. Once a charity picks that item, our courier, Snap Parcel, and our user will receive a notification. Our courier, Snap Parcel, will then come to the user's house and collect the item, as seen above. Snap Parcel will then deliver that item to our charity. It's that convenient. No money, no hassle. We have also developed an anonymous sign-up area for individual members once approved by our registered charities, allowing them to use our wish list and receive items from our website.
It was through this system that we achieved our 7 direct impacts to date. One of these people used our online wish list. He requested a pair of size 9 runners. A few days later, a matching donation was found. All of these impacts could not have been possible without the 30 people who have donated to our website. On our website, you will also find a volunteering hub. This is where our charities can ask people to volunteer, and they can post events, allowing potential volunteers the opportunity to find something suitable for them.
Currently, there is no other website in Ireland that facilitates online donation like EntrustUs. This is surprising considering online shopping is growing exponentially. 2.6 million people in Ireland are regular online shoppers, and last year, 43% of Irish consumers bought one item online. EntrustUs is innovating a new method of donation giving in response to this growing online market.
EntrustUs aims to improve 3 key areas surrounding donation giving. Firstly, convenience. We all have great intentions when it comes to being charitable. We're Irish. We're famous for it. However, we all have busy lifestyles, and sometimes donation to giving has to take a back seat. Sometimes it's easier just to throw out the items that are lying around your house. EntrustUs takes away the hassle of donation giving and makes it quick, easy, and efficient for you.
Secondly, privacy. EntrustUs allows people to remain anonymous when using our website, as it is not always easy to ask for help. This issue became evident to us when listening to the Neil Prendeville Show on Red FM, Cork's largest radio station, in which Neil read out a letter from Laura. Laura, a single mother in full-time education, wrote into the show to extend her deepest apologies for what she had just done. Laura had stolen food from her local store in order to feed her children. Laura spoke of the torment she now feels from this event and her feeling of failing as a mother, although she is doing all she can for her family.
And finally, it improves efficiency. According to the Guardian newspaper last November, aid groups in Calais were struggling to cope with huge quantities of inappropriate donations from the UK. From wedding dresses to DVDs, flimsy clothing and high-heeled shoes, the aid groups running the warehouse urged people to consult the online list of the most urgently needed goods before sending anything to France. On a smaller scale, Irish charities experience this problem of inappropriate donation giving every day. EntrustUs aims to change this.
We've had a very, very positive response from local charities and have signed up St. Vincent de Paul, Cork Penny Dinners and Dress for Success. We have ongoing meetings with other charities to expand this network, and we have developed a strong media campaign with features in the Evening Echo, a local paper that has a readership of 11,500 monthly readers.
Our launch took place last April in the Blackstone Launchpad UCC. It was attended by our courier, Snap Parcel, and several charities. Representatives of our charities spoke of the need for such a website in Cork, Ireland, and internationally.
Katrina Toomey, the founder of Cork Penny Dinners, told us at this launch that there were students from UCC and CIT that were availing of Cork Penny Dinners. This shocked us. The idea that there would be students we'd be sitting next to in lectures that would be in such a desperate situation. This made us even more determined to make EntrustUs a success.
Our website was built in-house, and we partnered with the courier company Snap Parcel, who generously offered to collect the donated items from individuals and bring them to charities free of charge. They saw the potential in our project and decided to support us and our partner charities because of this.
How are you doing? I'm the marketing manager at Snap Parcel, and it's funny, Katrina was in college with your son, and he saw me. One day he saw me eating crackers for my lunch, and he was like, "Are you alright for money?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm fine." He's like, "Why not?" And he marched me down to Penny Dinners, got me the biggest bag of food I've ever seen, and I'll never forget it.
This video shows how close to home Cork Penny Dinners is to Snap Parcel. It is because of this they decided to support us to give back.
In the next 12 months, we're going to grow EntrustUs in Cork. We're going to promote the website and engage a lot more of the public in using the website for donations. In 2018, we plan to expand into Limerick and increase our influence in Munster.
From our market research and discussions with charities, we found that there is a seasonal demand for certain items. And so, we have decided to build this feature into our website, beginning with our first campaign, Back to School Uploads, which will launch in mid-August, calling for school books, clothing, equipment for families in need of assistance. In the future, we will have winter, communion, Christmas campaigns. EntrustUs as a whole has expanded further than we had ever imagined possible. In the short space of 7 months, we have developed a relationship with our courier, Snap Parcel, have 3 impressive charities, and have begun to make an impact on the lives of those who are marginalised due to their financial situation. EntrustUs aims to revolutionise the donation-giving process as seen today.
We now move on to our second project, ReGenVeg. Today, so many elderly people are being marginalised due to the frantic lives of their children and the blurred lines between family life and work. Due to this, elderly people are the unfortunate victims of social exclusion. According to a report by Alone, 1 in 5 elderly people across Ireland are deemed to be living in crisis. Imagine your own parents, neighbours, or grandparents as one of these people.
Take Mary, for example. Mary's home was always the family gathering place. Christmas dinner, Easter, christenings. It was always a busy home. But Mary's husband, Andy, passed away. Her grandchildren went off to college and one emigrated. Her children are busy with work. Mary is lonely and struggles to fill her day. This issue of social exclusion deeply affects so many elderly people today in Ireland.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'll ask you to consider a couple of personal questions that will bring your thinking to this problem. When was the last time that you spoke to an older person who was not a family member for more than 10 or 15 minutes? Was it in the last month? Perhaps 6 months? Might even have been a year. And in thinking about this person, could you put a name on them? Because these are real people that we're dealing with. And then finally, I'd like you to consider, could it be, through no fault of your own, because we all have busy lives, that your busy lives could be contributing to the social exclusion problem in Ireland? ReGenVeg has a solution.
ReGenVeg unites young and old people through a process of growing vegetables. The primary focus is on reducing social exclusion and improving the quality of life of elderly people. Grow volunteers transform the elderly person's garden into a source of fresh, homegrown food. The elderly person also benefits from the regular company of the volunteers. This provides them with a social outlet as well as a sense of security. When we conducted our needs assessment, we found that 65% of elderly people would be interested in taking part. Of this, 70% would be interested in keeping some of the produce. However, it has proved more difficult than we anticipated to get elderly people on board. We are currently building relationships with several of them to gain their trust with the hope of starting our plans soon.
Age Action Ireland have come on board with the project to help us with training and to communicate effectively with the elderly people. Change may be a reason for opportunity for many of the people in this room, but for an older person, change brings insecurities. Age Action Ireland were happy to come on board with this project because it delivers in 3 key areas: companionship, garden maintenance, and free veg that improves health and diet. We are currently building relationships with the local community and elderly people in the community. We do have 2 gardens that we are about to start work in. One should be on Saturday and one in the following week. We do have 12 people who are currently going through our Grow Training program, and these are our direct impacts that we're delivering today. And these people are learning how to grow their own food for the future.
ReGenVeg directly benefits 2 different social groups. Firstly, the elderly, who have increased interaction around their home. Although their involvement within the growing process is not essential, they can sit and chat to us while we work, which may well become the highlight of their week.
Secondly, it benefits the younger people. They will learn how to grow their own vegetables and appreciate the superior quality and flavour of homegrown produce. They will also benefit from the wisdom and life experience of the elderly person and may even gain a new respect for the older generation.
60% of the produce goes to the restaurants. This is split. The rest of the 40% is split. 20% goes to the garden owners and 20% goes to the elderly person.
The entrepreneurial aspect of the project comes from how we bring our produce to market. We use a method called spin farming, or small intensive plots, which maximises the amount of vegetables we can get from the plot. It is a method that has been popularised in the US.
The way the concept works is we use 4 to 6 week crop choices, which is aimed at the restaurant market. Because they're 4 to 6 week crop cycles, we try and get 4 crop rotations within the year. With that, we try and aim at an 800 to 1,000 euro per garden per year. So how do we get these numbers? The modular system used in spin farming uses beds of 25 feet by 2 feet. Each bed should produce 40 to 50 euros as a revenue stream. If we have 4 crop rotations, that produces 160 to 200 euros per bed. With 5 beds per average per garden, that gives us our 1,000 euro.
So, who's going to give us the money for this produce? We have partnered with 3 restaurateurs, Ernest Cantillon, Benny McCabe and Seamus O'Connell, who between them own 11 food outlets in the Cork area. They saw the benefit of having the produce from the ReGenVeg project coming into their business. Ernest specifically said to us that he saw it as an opportunity for his business to enhance the story, and he said that staff members and customers alike would get on board with the project and enjoy it. So, as Jennifer said earlier, the produce is split up to 3 different areas. Firstly, 60% goes to some of these 11 restaurants. The other 40% is split between the elderly garden owners, who receive 20%, and the Grow volunteer team, who receive the other 20%. These 20% shares incentivise both parties to be a part of ReGenVeg.
This year, the pilot project will confirm the sustainability of ReGenVeg. At the moment, we are using the UCC Society's gardens to conduct grow training. In the future, we hope to gain further access to institutional lands, for example, church or monastery lands, to facilitate this grow training. This scale-up allows us to provide the fresh veg we grow to the elderly people living in these areas. At the moment, we are spreading out the project through Cork, but this method can be duplicated in any populated area in the country. We need between 25 and 30 gardens to be sustainable.
We are building the relationships in the community, and very soon we will be starting work in the gardens. We already have 12 Grow volunteers in training, and this number is due to increase as there is interest in further engagement. And finally, the main point is that organisations like Age Action Ireland and the 3 restaurateurs are organisations outside of ourselves who can see the long-term benefit of ReGenVeg.
Exclusion has affected the lives of Laura, the single mother in financial turmoil.
And Mary, the widowed elderly lady, desperately in need of social inclusion.
We would like you to go away today thinking about the Lauras of the world and the Marys down the road, all of whom could be in need of our assistance.
EntrustUs and ReGenVeg are together striving to reduce these forms of exclusion.
As individuals, we can only do so much, but as a team in UCC this year, we have made a real impact on people's lives. Thank you very much.
We will now begin the questions and answers session. Only judges may ask questions. So, any questions? Yeah, Margaret.
A question regarding the EntrustUs project. So, as part of your needs assessment, did you look at how accessible the technology is for the people that actually would need the product if they can't afford to buy tools, will they have the technology to access the charities?
Yeah, exactly. So for those types of people, for example, when we were dealing with penny dinners, we took our laptops down and showed them how to use it on our laptops and let it be available to them in those types of situations. So for people homeless and things like that, we have those facilities on board.
Just to add to that, both the individuals and the charities can use the website. So if the individuals, like you're saying, can't afford to get onto the website, they can go to the charity themselves, who will facilitate it.
Regarding EntrustUs.net, the courier that are working with snap parcels sounds as if they're a key part of the supply chain, that they will participate in every transaction. How sustainable is that? How can that scale over time?
Well, at the moment, they will deliver 80 items per month for a 12-month period. After this, if it increases or escalates, we have a monetary donation system that is being applied to the website, and we are also hoping to add in advertisements on the website once our media coverage increases.
Just to add as well, we will be doing fundraising events around UCC to try and raise funds for EntrustUs so we can get the goods to the people and the charities as well.
And just on EntrustUs, who's your biggest competitor there, and is it scalable nationally?
We've found that during our research, there's no other website in Ireland that has a wish list. So there's a few charities that you can get items collected from your house and brought, but it's everything you want to give. It's not necessarily everything they need. So for us, that was our big key point on our website. And we only found the closest place to what we had website was over in the US.
And even on international terms for that, in relation to Calais, as Elsa mentioned earlier, they really required more like exact clothing, I suppose, as you'd say. They were receiving wedding dresses and high heel shoes that were not appropriate whatsoever, and they were just using a wish list. So this website combines wish lists and donation giving outlet.
Thank you. Could I ask about EntrustUs as well, the business model? I'm just a little bit confused because it seems to be all about just transferring individual items from the donor to the recipient. So I don't know how the website is going to be funded and continued and serviced and upgraded, and I don't quite get maybe the potential impact on the environment if, using your T-shirt example, the courier comes to collect every individual T-shirt. Like in terms of the carbon footprint, it seems a bit excessive.
Well, I suppose with the carbon footprint, firstly, I suppose people need those items anyway. So this allows people to just receive exactly what they require. And as well, charities are receiving so many items that they don't need, which then goes to waste. So this removes this. It removes the space that they have to acquire for a warehouse space, which requires, again, electricity and items such as that. So in a way that may deal with it. Of course, there is, of course, a certain issue maybe with that area.
There was one thing we were looking into with both projects, with ReGenVeg and for EntrustUs, was maybe introducing a bike, so like someone would cycle to collect your items and deliver them in. So that's something we're actually currently looking into.
And of course, it doesn't have to be one item at a time. If someone's willing to put up 2 or 3 items and we think that it can be done within a close enough time period, it won't just be one T-shirt or one pair of shoes. We'll try and incorporate that as best as we can as well.
Just on the impacts, could you talk about the 7 impacts and where you'd see that going over the next year?
Do you want to take that one or will I take that one? So at the moment, we have 30 items that were uploaded by 30 different people. And then we went down to penny dinners and allowed people to use the website on numerous occasions. And people then chose those items that they required. For example...
I'm going to ask what your question, Thomas.
Please join me in thanking the team for